Hello everyone, welcome back to The Last Door Season 2. Again, we are back in blind territory. I haven't played this season before. And so, let's see, episode 2, continue, I guess. Don't have the episode selection screen like we did in the first one. Up for the next in the saga of whoever this new character is, I forgot. The playwright was created thanks to the generous support of players who participated in the crowdfunding campaign. It was years ago, so of course the game is over now, but the company is still making games, so I want to check them out. Previously on The Last Door, Wakefield and Kaufman followed the only clue they had on Devitt's location, the recipient of Anthony's disturbing letter, Alejandro Dupre. Wakefield visited the East Hill Asylum to gather some information on Dupre's past. Wakefield discovered that Dupre was the leader of a secret society known as the Playwright. Oh, that was a society! I don't think I put that together last time. He learned that they practiced rituals with the goal of peering through the veil, the line that separates the common world from an utter void full of horrors. I thought the Playwright was a person, not an organization. One of East Hill's patients turned out to be a member of the Playwright, but she escaped the asylum. Wakefield and Kaufman followed her to her hideout, a cabin in the mountains, when suddenly a big flock of birds appeared. I must forget nothing. What creepy, disturbing intro do we have this chapter? Everything must be set. This looks like almost like the background to a stage. Like behind this, I don't know why I think that. Like behind the stage, like you climb down a ladder, and then there's this area. I have no idea why I thought that. It's literally barren. When the time comes. Oh, is he causing a cave-in? I have moused over everything. I don't... Okay, there we go. And I am visited again. Oh yeah, I love this music. Alright. Chapter 2. So, never mind, I'll get to it later. For a moment the sky was dark. We heard the calls of 1,000 birds. But another sound rose above them. A sound I cannot describe. What? What just happened in here? Where is Miss Cone? We are too late. You boarded up everything and then disappeared? It is ashes. She burned herself like Father Ernest? The windows are covered with wooden planks. It looks as if she were trying to keep someone from entering. Or something from getting out. Again, I don't remember what voices I gave these guys. For me, it's been like 2 weeks since I played. But for you, it's been 1 day. Chalk. A circle drawn hastily on the floor. She thought it could prevent what she knew was about to happen, but she was wrong. I do not know what to make of all this. I do. Oh, this is neat. Look at this art. What's the color? Burgundy color? And then oh, this is so nice. And yeah, the steam goes up from the teapot. And you know, if you've ever had tea on a train, you know this, but if you haven't, you might think the steam should go backwards since the train's moving. But the steam follows the air, and the air is moving with the train, and so the steam is also going to move with the train. Are you alright, Hoffman? It's nothing, my friend. Just a bit of a cold. Now, my friend, I think we should talk. In light of the events we have recently witnessed, the matter cannot be delayed any further. You must make an important decision. It is not yet too late to go back to our daily lives. If you do not want to continue, you must forget all about your patient Jeremiah Devitt. You will have to keep yourself everything you have learned about the mystery of his disappearance. Keep to yourself, and never talk about it again. But should you wish to continue this search, you will need to accept the consequences, whatever they may be. Please do not take this decision lightly. The path ahead is not without peril. You know my answer already, Kaufman. I must know what happened to Devitt. So be it then. As you may have already realized, this matter involving your patient transcends the limits of psychiatry as we know it. We are not dealing with the effects of trauma or the demons of the subconscious, at least not in the terms we're used to. We are dealing with something old, something dark. A sinister truth that has been buried for generations. This man, Alejandro Dupre, and his organization, I think they seek to uncover these secrets, and I fear they might have already. Miss Cohn's fate, whatever it was, must be related somehow, but my knowledge of this area is simply not sufficient. We must pay a visit to an old friend, someone I never thought I would want to see again. The man who introduced me to the extended scientific field of the occult, my mentor, Professor Adam Wright. You wait like 50 years and Martin Heidegger will be born. Season 2, Episode 2, My Dearest Visitor. Wickport, Wright Manor. So yeah, it has been a couple weeks since I last played. I started this game with still a ton of backlog of my previous games, and now it kind of feels good to have almost caught up. I still have a few episodes left before I have no more backlog, but I'm taken back to the early days of my Let's Play when I was just like a day ahead and just like frantically playing at 9 o'clock at night so I would have something to put up the next morning. That was kind of fun. I can't really do that anymore since I'm a lot busy with school and stuff, but it does feel good to actually be playing the game that I'm putting up right now. So maybe I can see some of your comments before the playthrough is finished. I doubt he is away at this time of day. Perhaps he cannot hear us from the front. Let us try the back door. Mrs. Oakwood. She is the master's housekeeper. Yes? Who is it? Good morning, Mrs. Oakwood. Don't you remember me? Why, Dr. Kaufman, bless my soul, it's been so long, I hardly recognize you. How nice to see you again. Allow me to introduce my colleague, Dr. John Wakefield. Is a professor at home? We would like to see him. Why, yes, Doctor, of course. I'm quite forgetting myself. Let me take you to him. It is really good of you to come. He receives so few visitors these days on account of his condition. His condition? Oh, sir, I'm right sorry. I thought you knew. The professor, he suffers from an ailment afflicting his brain. He is now entirely confined to his bed. Professor Wright, you have visitors. One of them is your old friend. Look, do you recognize him? Someday, I'm gonna become a half-decent voice actor. It's not today, but someday. I'm gonna keep practicing, I'm gonna keep getting better. Is Johann, Professor, your old pupil? I reckon he does remember you, Johann. It's been a long time since I have seen him so excited. I'll leave you two to talk to the professor. It may be difficult to keep him on one subject for long, but oh, it does him such a world of good to speak with old friends. Should you need my assistance, I'll be in the backyard. Professor? Uncle James, you are back. It is I, Professor. Johann Kaufmann. Where is Father? Where has he been taken? He suffers from some kind of memory loss. Yes, I'm afraid he will not tell us much in this state. If we could but stimulate his memories, maybe then he could tell us of his research, something to unravel the mystery of the playwright. Perhaps. We have few other options in any case. Let us try. Why don't you explore the manor? There may be some object we can use to jog the professor's memory. Meanwhile, I would try and talk to him about the time we researched together. That could also help him remember. Alright, we finally get to play! A large wardrobe of engraved wood. And Kaufmann is talking. We must find a way to help the professor recover his memories. Why don't you try to find some object that the professor may have kept as a memento? Meanwhile, I will keep telling him about the years we spent researching together. Professor Wright? Father, why must you spend so much time away? Father... Professor Wright's gaze remains fixed on the window as though he were waiting for someone. The snow is falling outside, slow and silent. A painting of the ocean at the ends of the afternoon. There's a figure in black on the beach. His face is shrouded by a hood. Not good for swimming. A lamp provides a soft glow that somehow lacks warmth. Because it's winter outside. Not keeping up with the heat leaving the walls. An engraving on paper. The script is from a language unknown to me. Man, you have to walk all the way there? I'm not waiting for that. It's locked. The sign on the door reads attic. Okay, I'm waiting for that. An oil painting. It shows an obscure medieval scene. Let's go in here. Let's look at the picture first, though. An old stone tower is depicted in the painting. Thorned vines have slithered across the entrance, forming a swarming blockade that almost seems to come alive when stared at for too long. What is this? A gilded pipe. It runs from the floor to the ceiling. Oh, it's a pipe and the other one is a shadow. I thought it was two things. I guess a shadow might conceptually count as a different thing. Though I see myself in the mirror, the reflection is strangely distorted. Ah, yes. Before modern technology mirrors. A common radiator. A large porcelain tub. Its hefty weight supported on 4 blackened iron feet. A thin ring of damp residue around its interior suggests recent use. And then a mouse over everything in case I can take something. Because you gotta click on things twice in order to take anything in this game. But you all know that because you've seen me play. Another locked door. It's the owner of the mansion, a portrait of Professor Wright. His appearance was quite different back then, an imposing, inquisitive figure. He looks the same as the guy in the bed. Just saying. An antique ceiling lamp. It's called a chandelier. Or if you the viewer know, or if there's a difference between a chandelier and a ceiling lamp, then let me know, because I didn't know of any difference if there is any. So many locked doors. That makes sense. It's somebody else's house. A sea landscape. A gilded pipe. It runs from the room at the end of the corridor to the room upstairs. This is going to be important. We're going to, like, turn on the heat or something. Or, like, play music and it's going to go through it or something. Wait, there was a shadow on the other side. Is that anything? No. Oh, it's a vase with a shadow. I see. The vase is the same color as the wall, so it's hard to see. Here's the pipe. Runs from the ground to the corridor. It goes down underground. A cast iron wood stove. I knew some people who had those. Grew up in rural Illinois. Had some farming friends. They had a nice wood stove. There's something about the feeling of being in a room warmed by a wood stove as opposed to a boiler or a heater. It feels different. It feels homey in a different kind of way. Glass jars filled with spices and pickled food. Various ingredients. So many doors in every single room. A bread oven. Yet another locked door. It's the basement this time. And the door to the outside is just open. No wonder it doesn't feel like the lamp is warm. I wonder if she has clues. May I ask you something, Mrs. Oakwood? Of course, Doctor. How did the professor become afflicted? No, that's not what I meant to click. Now go through your idle animation again. The ailment runs in his family. Mr. Wright suffers from it, as did his father and grandmother before him. It is a truly terrible thing, and to think all these years Mr. Wright knew what would become of him. May God have pity on his poor soul. The ailment that runs in the Professor Wright's family. Do you know what its symptoms are? Well, I can't speak those very long words physicians use, but I can tell you what I see in him. Professor Wright hardly remembers a thing from the last 40 years. It's like he is a child again. With God's mercy, it has now gone so far that it torments him no longer. Alright, so he's got amnesia from a long time. I don't want to leave yet, I want to explore a little bit. A thick layer of ice covers the pool of water. Oh, it's a fountain. I didn't even realize this part was not part of the ground. This oak tree looks ancient, probably older than the manor itself. That's going to be important. I can go so many places to go! So many places. The queen has removed her mask. There's an empty hole where her face should be. Oh, this looks like it could be one of those slidey icebox puzzles, but I don't think there are those in this game. The statue portrays a clergyman hiding his face behind a mask. Oh, I can walk in here. Ooh, an item. The central statue portrays a cloaked figure holding a clay vessel. The vessel has a small hole in it, just large enough to see a metal object hidden inside. I can't grab it. I can't grab it. Is the base something different? It is. When the four remove their masks of lies, the path to the grave will be cleared. I can't examine any of the other ones. Yeah. The queen has removed her mask. These two have masks though, right? This statue portrays a peasant woman with her face hidden by a mask. Oh, I thought this statue had like a tree hair. I don't know, it looked like the tree and the statue were the same thing. The things that this type of graphics does to your eyes. The sage has removed his mask. There's an empty hole where his face should be. Can I reach in? Take something? This is going to be important later. Alright, this... one of these is the way... out. The way to the map. Is this it? Yeah. There's a strange ornament on the wall. I think I can move it. Anytime I find something, I take it. Oh, I'm not taking this, I guess. Ooh. Let's just turn it to the rook. Which is what comes to mind. Maybe it's just a tower. A fierce lion, damaged by the harsh weather of the coast. Its head is missing. This is the way to the map. I mean, I guess I should try and make sure. You know, secret place with a bunch of items that you never noticed because you never tried because you thought it was the map. A fierce lion, damaged by the harsh weather of the coast. I can just go into somebody. Is this somebody else's house? The main door is closed from the inside. No, I guess that's what's his name's house. Who did we come to visit? I forgot. Forgot the person's name. I'm gonna see if I can open the main door. See if I can find the main door. So many doors. That's not it. Can't fast click over to here. Main doors. I've unlocked the main doors. This is not the main doors. So many doors. Professor Wright has an eclectic collection, from old adventure novels to treatises on the occult sciences. You got Robinson Crusoe in there, and I guess The Hobbit wasn't written yet. You got, what else? The Time Machine? What else you got in there? 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Oh, I didn't even read that. Some of these titles, I believe, have been forbidden by the Crown. Ah, like, I don't even know. A tin soldier. It looks to have been painted by hand. It commemorates some military campaign that I have not heard of. A painting of the cliffs of this region. The fire burns fiercely, rendering the air thick and heavy in the room. A globe. The surface is extraordinarily detailed. Judging by the strange shape of the continents, this must derive from a fictional work, or some prehistoric era. Do they know about... Pangea in the late 1800s? I think that was a 1900s thing, wasn't it? Looks like a code combination. Probably moves this bookshelf, if I have to guess. That is... There's something in here. It's locked. I can hear the racket of many birds on the other side. That's birds? I thought it was ghouls or something. Another thing I need to work on. My laugh. I don't like it when I hear the playback. This must be the main entrance. But I'm gonna look at that. A porcelain jar containing some dried branches. There we go. The front entrance. That's one thing about Let's Play that has been really good to me, is that I've been able to hear myself how I speak and to, you know, use that as feedback for trying to... Did I even get anything? I didn't get anything. Use that as feedback for learning how to speak better. I've been in here. Is this the origin of these pipes? Or the end of these pipes? I don't see them going anywhere else. Man, I guess I gotta... I guess I just didn't find anything yet. Is there a room I didn't go in? Is there... We must find a way to help Professor recover his memories. Yeah. As I was saying, I have to work on speaking. Why don't you try to find some object that the professor may have kept as a memento? Meanwhile, I'll keep telling him about the years we spent researching together. So that's telling me that I clicked on something, but I didn't pick it up. Ah, there we go. The picture! It was honestly the first... Oh, it's not even a picture. Could it hold some special significance to Professor Wright? Perhaps it will stimulate his memories. Yeah, as soon as I went back up and I was like, I don't have anything. That was the first thing I thought of. Here you are, Professor. Do you remember this? Do you recognize this, Professor Wright? Sergeant Downing was sent to the front. The man that returned was not Sergeant Downing. My dearest visitor, he will know where to look. Oh, what a time we will have. Your visitor? What do you mean, Professor? He will have seen the map, and he will know the Book of Travels. The Book of Travels? Yes, yes, he will work it out, but it must not be too easy, no. But he will find the prizes, I'm sure. Prize? What on earth is he talking about, Kaufman? Something concealed. Something precious. In his adult state, could he have hidden away parts of his research? He was always a proud man. He would not easily have forgotten his most groundbreaking work. A sense of its grave importance at least would have remained. In his confusion, perhaps he has holed it away somewhere for this dearest visitor of his to find. Why don't you explore the manor? Perhaps something will relate to these latest ramblings. Meanwhile, I'll continue my endeavors to revive his memory through conversation. So now I think I gotta go to talk to Mrs. Oak, whatever her name is. I'm honestly quite bad with names, even in video games. And, well, I changed that, that's right. I have no idea what that did. Maybe it changed something in the statues? Maybe she knows something about this person. Yeah! Professor Wright mentioned something. The Book of Travels. Do you know what that might be? Why, yes, Doctor. I know that story well. I do indeed. He often asked me to read it to him. The book should be in the library. Alright. Now, let's quick go over here and check these statues to see if anything has changed from turning the thing to a rook. Hiding behind a mask. Removed mask. Hiding behind a mask. Hidden. Wait. Wasn't one of the other ones not have a mask? Guess this one doesn't have a mask. Didn't one of these others not have a mask? Face hidden. Hiding. Okay, well, I'll remember that and come back later if it's important. Don't want to spend too much time checking now. We have a library to visit. Let's check this shelf. There's a large volume here, quite warm. It's an illustrated edition of the Travels of Marco Polo. Perhaps this is the Book of Travels that Professor Wright mentioned? There's a mark on one of these pages. We began our journey by crossing the unforgiving desert, always facing the setting sun. At last we arrived at the merciful sight of the green ocean. We followed the coast north in dear hope of reaching our home soon. It was not to be. The king of the land we traversed had declared war on the Great Khan, so we were forced to return as we had come. We had never set foot in that bloody land again. We knew there was a port just a few miles to the south where we could find a boat. Our sea voyage was short as our sails billowed with the powerful southern winds. We reached the most eastern cape and landed there. Our backs to the sea, we marched forth and soon reached home. Oh no, there's a message hidden in there. Oh no, it's probably just like pay attention to this stuff. Began with the desert, facing the setting sun. That's west. Began at the desert, went west to the ocean, followed the coast north. So desert, west, coast, north. South. South to port. There's a port on the map. Sea voyage. Sea voyage, they went to the Eastern Cape. South to the Eastern Cape. And then went north. Ooh, let's see if I can remember that. It's a lot to remember. Start the desert. Which one's the desert? Is this the desert? Yeah. North is up. Was it? Okay, desert, coast, north, back south again, south to port. Then I thought they sailed south. South winds. Does that mean the wind was blowing north? So they went over here. And then the most eastern cape. This one? Did I just do it? I was so unsure about that. It seems I have triggered a hidden mechanism. A small compartment has opened in the globe. Oh yeah, that feels good. There's a sealed letter inside. It is simply addressed to my dearest visitor. Kaufman needs to see this before it's opened. Alright. So we're going to...